Dear students, in this video, we will learn letter writing. In your first pre-university English grammar, you have a question on letter writing for 5 marks. Broadly, letters can be classified into two types. First one is formal letters. Formal letters are letters written to officials and also business letters. Business letters fall under this category, that is, formal letters. Informal letters are letters written to friends and relatives. In your exam, a question on letter writing will be there for 5 marks, as I said earlier, and it is a formal letter that you have to write. In this box, you see there are some types of formal letters mentioned. The first one is leave application. Suppose you will be absent for the college due to some unavoidable circumstances, then you have to write a leave application to the principal of your college or to the class teacher requesting to grant leave. That is leave application. Even if you are working for some company or some organization and due to unavoidable circumstances, if you want to apply leave, you have to seek permission of your employer. That is leave application. Next one is application for TC or MC, transfer certificate or marks cards. Dear students, remember, after you complete your pre-university education, you will enter into some professional courses or you may pursue graduate, rather undergraduate courses. And if you have to collect your marks cards, you may have to write a letter addressing the head of the institution of the college where you did your pre university education. Remember, the format of the letter is very, very important, and your language. As the name says, it is a formal letter, and your language must be very, very formal. You have to be very polite, you have to be very respectful, observe all the courtesy. It is very, very important. It gives a good impression if you follow the etiquette. Etiquette means rules of polite behavior. Next, the third one, application for opening, closing, transfer of a bank account. In the present day world, it is very important to have a bank account. For various reasons, it is very, very essential. When you are writing an application for opening, closing, or transfer of a bank account, you must know the format, the language, and style. It is very important. Your language must be flawless. That means you must write without mistakes. The fourth one is complaint letters. For instance, the water supply in your area or locality is irregular, or the power supply in your area is erratic, or there is stray dog menace in your locality, then you will draw the attention of the concerned authorities to resolve the problem. You will draw their attention writing a letter complaining the problem the residents of your locality are facing. Such letters are called complaint letters. Though you are complaining, your language must be courteous, that is, polite and respectful. For no reason, however upset you are, your language must not be discourteous. It is very, very important. When you write a letter of complaint, your language must be very, very polite. You can draw the attention of the authorities about the problem and also suggest some remedies to overcome or resolve the problem. Letters seeking information, letters giving information, and invitation letters. These are some types of formal letters. And when you write a letter, there are some important components of a letter that you have to remember and follow. A formal letter includes the following 8 elements. A formal letter includes the following 8 elements. You know what is a formal letter? A letter written to officials is a formal letter. The first element is sender's address, that is, from address. Dear children, remember, when you write the from address, you must not write the word from before you write the address. I repeat, don't write the word from. It is not required. The second element is date. When you write the date, you must follow a particular format. That is, you must write the date first, then the name of the month, the first letter in the name of the month must be capital, and then put a comma, write the year. For example, 7th May, then put a comma, 2021, and full stop. This is the format you must follow when you write the date. Don't use shortened forms when you write the month. For example, when you write January, don't write JAN. The full name of the month must be written. The third element is inside address or to address. When you are writing a formal letter, I'm talking about your first pre-university exam when you're attempting the question on letter writing. The to address will be there in the question, and you have to write the same address given in the question, that is inside address or to address. The fourth element is salutation. Salutation is dear sir or plainly sir. That is called salutation. After you write to address, you have to write salutation. One more very important point that you should keep in mind is in your examination, you are not supposed to write your real name and address. This is particularly followed in your second pre university board exam. You must not write your real name and address. Instead, after the question, a, an instruction in brackets will be given. Write XXX for name and YYY for address. So, your name in letter writing in the exam will be XXX, and your address will be YYY. Also, when you write from address, leave one line space and then write date, leave one line space and then write inside address or to address, and then one line space and salutation. Dear students, remember all these things should start from your margin, from the margin of the answer booklet, the paper in the answer booklet, from the margin. Let these things be written in an organized manner. It should start from the margin of your answer booklet paper. After salutation, subject line and reference line are optional. You can write or leave it. Subject. When you write subject, for example, you are writing a letter of complaint, and the complaint is stray dog menace in your locality. So, subject after salutation, one line space, and you can write subject, put a hyphen, colon, and then you have to write stray dog menace. Subject will always tell the purpose of writing the letter. That is subject. The purpose why you write a formal letter, the subject tells the purpose. In case you are writing a letter of application, that is, you are applying for a job, then reference should be written after the subject. In the letter of application, this is asked in your second pre university board exam. However, it is very important to know now itself. The subject will be application for the post of whatever post. For example, you are applying for the post of a clerk. Application for the post of clerk. Just below that, immediately below that, a reference line should be written. The way you write subject, subject, then put a colon and then write application for the post of clerk. Immediately below that one, you will write a reference, REF, then colon, and then you must write for reference like this: your advertisement in the Times of India dated. On whatever date you had seen the advertisement should be written. That is reference. They are optional. You can either write or leave it. After that, body of the letter. Body of the letter in a formal letter depends on the question. You should provide the details, the relevant details that the question asks for. The language must be very formal. The very name tells the language must be formal. And in the question, sometimes they will specifically mention what details you must include in the body of the letter. Based on what details you have to include in the body of the letter, you can divide the body of the letter into paragraphs. If there are more details to be provided, then depending on that, you have to divide the body of the letter into 2 or 3 paragraphs. When you divide the body of the letter into paragraphs, again, you should start the new paragraph from the margin. Leave 1 line space after each paragraph. After you complete the body of the letter, the next element is complementary clause. What is complementary clause? After you write the body of the letter, you have to write thanking you or thank you, and then you will be using words like this: yours obediently, yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours affectionately. Yours affectionately is used in informal letters. The first 3 that I told you are used in formal letters. You write these phrases: yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours obediently. This is used, obediently is used when you're writing letters to your teachers. These things should be written just before or immediately before you sign. This is called complementary clause in a letter. After the complementary clause, one important instruction: yours should be written without apostrophe. Yours should be written without apostrophe. And when you write yours sincerely, Y must be capital. Y must be capital. Yours sincerely without apostrophe, and Y must be capital. Then the 7th element is signature. You have to sign after the complementary clause. And the 8th element is enclosures. What are enclosures? When you apply for a job, you will be providing a photocopy of your marks cards or experience certificates. Along with the covering letter, you enclose these certificates or documents. They are called enclosures. Dear students, remember, these are 8 elements that you have to keep in mind when you write a formal letter. This question is for 5 marks. So, this is all about letter writing.